All right, hey guys. Okay, so this is a view from our apartment in Optics Valley 8. They call it in Chinese Guanggu Bahao. Ba is 8 in Chinese, and Guanggu is Optics Valley. So it is actually close to the center of Wuchang area of Wuhan. So basically very close to these universities, especially Huazhong University of Science and Technology, and also very close to China University of Geosciences, Dijidashie they call it in Chinese, and Hast Huazhong University of Science and Technology, it's called Huake in Chinese. So we're going outside right now, and I'll try to I'll try to make a very brief introduction to life in Wuhan. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, here we go. Now I'm sitting in one of the soccer fields of Huazhong University of Science and Technology, and yeah, this is how it looks like. There are actually a couple of them, and this is located in the center of the university campus. So a lot of graduates are taking pictures, you can see here. So this is okay, once again, as I said, a brief introduction to live in Wuhan, right? All right, so let's start with quality of education. Okay, first of all, especially this university, Hast, Huazhong University of Science and Technology, it is said to be one of the top 10 universities in China. Well, generally speaking, quality of education is not that bad. It is actually one of the best in not only in Wuhan but in all China, because I've taken a couple of courses here, and I've seen it myself. Well, if you come here already knowing Chinese language, your experience will be much better, because a lot of teachers, they don't really speak much English, and they try, but they're generally speaking, their English skills are not very good, and this is one thing. And another thing is, if you try to make friends with the teachers, they will try to help you as well with many things, including your study period, your study process, with your assignments, etc., etc. And but I've seen a lot of students. They like to complain about studying in China, and I know that this is not gonna be very helpful, because why? Well, first of all, I think this is a general rule. Before going to any country to study, you have to be open-minded. You have to accept their rules, you have to accept their culture and lifestyle, etc. Because if you start your studies, your journey, your holiday or business with a judgmental attitude, you're not going to have a nice time. Okay, and this is true in many cities, not only in Wuhan. So you go to any university, generally speaking, quality of education is not that bad, but of course there are negative sides as well. But instead of concentrating on negative aspects, you might want to look at the things from the bright side, like take it as a fun. Try to mix your language learning with your specialty. So another thing, visa. How do you extend your visas in China? Well, basically it's taken care of by the university, You enroll at a university, and they issue all the necessary papers. And big universities like Hast, they arrange this immigration officers come to the campus, meet all the students, all the international students, and then all of them they collect your documents at the same time. But it is, as far as I remember, it's all only organized during fall semester, autumn, in somewhere middle of October. But for the spring semester, I think you have to extend your visa by yourself. But I'm not sure how it's done nowadays, because it's been a long time since I did that. And okay, so what do you do if you want to extend your visa by yourself? Well, first off, starting from the first steps, you come to China with sort of permit to study visa. It's called it gives you to come into China with the purpose of studying, with the purpose of education. But once you come to China, that visa is not usable. You have to extend it to a real student visa. So what do you do if the university doesn't help you to extend it? So you have to get a paper from your university, acceptance letter, and then there's this visa, the letter for visa extension. And then you have to get a letter from your accommodation. Okay, it is also given by the university management or the management of your accommodation, dormitory. In most cases, most of the dormitories they have their own management. It's normally the reception, and then. Yeah, these are pretty much all. You take your copies of your passport, and you go to the immigration office. Well, you can ask the address from your university, and then in that immigration office you fill out an application. Yeah, you pay. I think in China, in Wuhan. I'm not sure about other cities, but in Wuhan you pay 400 yuan. And then 800 yuan depending on the length of your visa. So if you apply to 1 year visa, I think it costs 800 yuan. Normally it takes around 3 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks to get your results, to get your visa. And yeah, this is it. You go and collect your visa, and once you collect your visa you pay, but you can pay before collecting it, I think, as well. So this is another thing. Okay, living expenses. Well, I've been in many cities in China, not all, but many big cities. Comparatively speaking, Wuhan is cheap. For example, cheaper than Shanghai, and a lot cheaper than Beijing or Nanjing, so to say, or Guangzhou. And also Wuhan is considered to be a student city. Okay, and that's why there are so many shops and all that, malls for students, and the prices are accordingly cheap. So you need, for one person, you need about 2,000 to 3,000 yuan per month to live a comfortable life. Well, if you live outside of campus, the cost is obviously going to be a little high than this, because apartment prices close to universities in Wuchang area, they cost around for a studio apartment you pay around 1,500 yuan per month, and normally the landlord they require you to pay 3 months, every 3 months, and then one month's deposit. Your deposit will be kept during your stay, and then will be given back to you once your contract is finished. So studio apartment 1,500, starting from 1,500, and this is true in 2017. As of now, I'm speaking. This is June, and two-bedroom apartment, or well, I'm talking about studio, and then there's one-bedroom apartment which has a sitting room and a separate bedroom. Obviously, the price is a little high, probably 2,000 and plus. And a two-bedroom apartment with a sitting room and two separate bedrooms and a kitchen, all that separate, normally costs between 2,500 and up. Yeah, between probably 3,500, something like that. Well, it also depends on how furnished and how new the apartment is. There are so many areas, like here in the video you can see those buildings. Those buildings are old, but the ones are really behind, I'm not sure you can see, but those the dark brown color buildings, those are new apartments, new residential buildings. In those buildings, the prices start from 3,000 yuan per month for two-bedroom apartment. Okay, and for food and the other expenses, as I said, the food prices are not very high. If you eat on campus inside the university, you can buy one of these student canteen cards, and then you can put deposit some money inside that, 100, 200 or more, and every meal costs around 10 to 15 yuan. Yeah, that's the most, like the maximum price you pay inside university. But outside the university, the restaurant, if you want to have if you want to eat at a McDonald's or at some Chinese restaurants, the price is usually between 15 to maybe 35 yuan, or a little higher than that per meal. Okay. Yeah, so you can calculate your monthly expenses according to that. But most students, they like to eat on campus, because generally speaking, the quality of food is very good in student canteens as well, and most students just stick to that plan. Okay, what else? Traveling expenses. Well, if you travel around Wuhan, you can get again a travel card. You can deposit some money in that and use that money as you travel. So it's pay as you go card. Okay, there's one card that can be. It is accepted by bus and by metro. So if I'm not mistaken, to travel by bus, you have to pay around 1.65, 1.80 if you use your card, but if you travel, if you pay by cash, it's 2 yuan, I think. And then I think the metro prices are the same. Metro fare, metro is the subway, yeah. So yeah, and then there's another option which you can buy an electric bike. Electric bikes are very popular among students, Chinese students and international students. What do you do is they cost, second-hand bikes cost, I don't know, maybe, starting from 500, depending on the condition and the battery. But if you want to buy new electric bikes, good condition, probably you pay around 3,000 yuan. Or less maybe, or more or less 3,000 yuan. And once you charge, there are lots of places to charge. You just pay 2 yuan, 4 yuan, like 2 yuan you charge 4 hours, and then for 4 yuan accordingly you charge 8 hours. And normally to get your bike full you have to pay, I think, 2 yuan. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 yuan is for 8 hours. 1 yuan is for 4 hours. Yeah, that's the correct information. So normally you pay 2 yuan to charge your bike fully. and then you can ride, if your bike is new, you can ride around 50 to 60 kilometers, and if your bike is second hand, maybe you ride around 30, I don't know, up to 30 kilometers. Well, it depends on how many people ride the bike. So again, okay, there's another option for traveling around. These are bikes, okay. Starting from this year especially, a lot of startups and bike sharing. They're producing lots of bikes, and especially putting those bikes in campuses around universities. So what you do is download their application on your phone and start using their bikes. So they charge very little. So I think around 2 yuan a day or something. Yeah, one of the very famous ones is called Ofo bikes. These are yellow bikes, so you can find them anywhere, literally anywhere in Wuhan. Another one is Mobike, also can be found anywhere in Wuhan. So there's a slight difference, I'm not very sure, I don't use them. But yeah, these are the options for traveling. And another option is maybe you can buy your own bicycle. So yeah. Alright, what else? Learning Chinese, well, that's a very big topic itself, so probably I'm gonna leave that for another video. And what else? Okay, if you come to Wuhan with your family like we did, I came to China in 2012 with my family. So some of the things you have to consider is kindergarten for your kids, or school for your kids. So I'm going to tell you about them very briefly. So kindergarten. Okay, normally kindergartens in China, public kindergartens, they charge you from 1200, I mean 1200 to, I don't know, 3000 yuan, 4000 yuan per month, depending on the location and the type of kindergarten. I mean, is it very famous or is it just an ordinary kindergarten? So these are the prices, and normally you pay every 6 months for public kindergartens. And yeah, for private kindergartens the prices start from 4,500 and up per month. Again, you pay every 6 months, I think. And starting age for the kids, they normally accept kids from the age of 3. And if your kid is a little younger than 3 years old, you can probably negotiate with the owners, with the teachers of the kindergartens. And yeah, there are many kindergartens, but I have to warn you that you have to be a little quick to enroll your kids, because the enrollment season, there is enrollment season. Okay, I think it's in February, if I'm not mistaken, in spring, and for spring intake, I mean, and in I think for autumn it is September. Yeah, or not September. September is actually the starting months. For if you want to enroll your kid for autumn, I think you have to enroll the kids during summertime. Yeah. So why it's important? Because the kindergartens and the schools get filled. Okay, the places get filled very quickly because there are lots of people, obviously. So this is one thing. Yeah, if you have any questions, specific questions, if you about life in Wuhan or general in China, education in China, or doing business, yeah, this is another topic, obviously very big topic. You can ask in the comments below. I'll try to put some important links in the description, video description. So yeah. So this is it. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe for more information, for more updates about general life and education, doing business in Wuhan. I'll try to upload more videos. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.